Welcome back to Whatever You Need, the channel where we slow down the noise and zoom in on the stories that matter. Before we begin this deep dive, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and if you want to help us grow even further, consider clicking the join button to support our work. Now, let's explore the quietest yet most captivating moment of this week. There are celebrity outings that glitter with calculated fashion statements, tightly orchestrated public displays, and editors waiting behind corner tables to publish the first high-resolution shot. Then there are days like the one shared by Alina Boz and Alp Navruz, where the most striking thing isn't staged beauty or red carpet radiance, but the way two people disappear into each other's company without needing to announce themselves as a couple. A quiet drive through Istanbul unexpectedly transformed into the most meaningful highlight of the week, not because of perfection, but because nothing about it felt designed. They emerged from a secluded residence tucked under layers of green and shade, a home chosen more for its privacy than its grandeur. No cameras were prepared, no stylists rushed after them, and yet they moved with an air of effortless composure, as if public grace had simply become an extension of their everyday expression. Alina stepped forward with understated refinement, wearing a textured jacket softened by a minimal tee, white sneakers that looked newly broken in, and accessories that whispered rather than shouted. Dark sunglasses framed her face, not like a statement, but like a preferred comfort. She did not look like she was dressing for a lens, but rather for herself. Alp walked beside her with relaxed symmetry, echoing her tone without copying it. His open-collared shirt and well-fitted denim framed him in a casual elegance that could easily become a fashion spread without trying. The watch on his wrist was quiet, intentional, polished, much like the aura he carried. There was no pageantry, no attempt at theatrical coordination, yet anyone observing could tell that they belonged in the same frame. Clothing says something when it isn't planned, and their style spoke fluently, like two voices in a conversation that didn't need translation. When they slipped into their car, those who expected flashiness would be disappointed to learn that it was the very opposite. The vehicle didn't ask to be admired. It wasn't a trophy meant to impress passers-by. Instead, it was a cocoon built for quiet, a soft space where the city could blur outside the windows while two people found breathing room inside. Just as fame often shouts, this car whispered, "You don't need to be seen to exist." Sources close to the couple explained that this excursion was not only a break from their overcrowded schedules, but a deliberate retreat, a choice to exist in their own world instead of the one that demands constant exhibition. A rare afternoon meant not for production sets, not for stylists, not for endless photographs. A day carved out to be unremarkable. And precisely because of that intention, it became extraordinary. Fame sometimes shines brightest when it finally stops performing. As they drove through Istanbul, sunlight seemed to follow them in glimmers rather than spotlights. The Bosphorus appeared between buildings like a fleeting invitation. Reflections of water stretched and broke against the car windows without ceremony. Inside, laughter traveled with them, not projected for outsiders, but tucked into the kind of inside jokes that only grow in spaces free of audience. At one point, cameras caught glimpses, just enough to stir admiration. Through the angled reflections of the window, Alina's laughter was gentle and unguarded, the kind that doesn't pose. Fans saw the kind of smile that doesn't need a red carpet, because it doesn't know it is being watched. Beside her, Alp leaned closer, saying something that belonged to them alone. Despite the city outside, they occupied a shared quiet, as if the world existed in soft focus. Observers described them as comfortable without trying to impress, present without seeking attention. They weren't selling a relationship to the public. They were simply being one. And yet, those very moments became magnetic precisely because they were not manufactured. People watching through screens and reposted clips felt like they were witnessing something that celebrities rarely allow, a natural moment that wasn't optimized for consumption. It wasn't about declaring love, it was about letting affection exist without choreography. Do you prefer celebrity couples who share loudly, or those who reveal themselves quietly, through small gestures? Tell us in the comments. And while you're thinking about it, don't forget to like the video to help more people find our content here at Whatever You Need. Midway into their route, they parked near a cafe known less for influence and more for its corner tables where time slows down. They did not ask for privacy, nor demand a special entrance. They simply walked in, offering greetings to the staff that felt sincere rather than celebrity-grade polite. No entourage, no theatrics. Then came a moment that fans replayed repeatedly, Alp adjusting the collar of Alina's jacket when a breeze rolled in. It wasn't an act made for cameras. It was something that would have gone unnoticed if they were not recognizable. A gesture as delicate as a sentence spoken under one's breath. Small, attentive, meaningful. Acts like that are often more romantic than any staged embrace. Inside, they shared a short pause, not rushed, not prolonged for attention. They didn't sit like a couple trying to protect their space from outsiders. They simply existed there, part of the room, letting the moment be ordinary. Yet, because of who they are, the ordinary became remarkable. Later in the trip, at a traffic signal, attention swelled. Phones rose. Flashlights pulsed like tiny, impatient stars. The public moment pressed against their private bubble. But instead of tension, they offered grace. Alina smiled lightly, appreciative but reserved. Alp followed with an easy nod, neither inviting nor rejecting the gaze. They acknowledged the attention without surrendering their afternoon to it. This is what experience looks like, a balance between being polite and being protected. Just like that, the light changed and they moved on. When the day began to fold back into itself, their car returned to the same leafy street it had left. The sun dipped, coloring the afternoon with that ending tone that makes conversation linger a little longer. Before stepping out, they stayed inside a moment longer, as if to extend the sense of softness they had created. A quiet finish, like punctuation placed with intention. They know how to share a day without turning it into a show. Fans didn't just admire their appearance. They admired the way they occupied the same space, with mutual calm, slow rhythm, and trust. This was more than a car ride. It was a message. Some relationships don't need red carpets to be radiant. Some gestures don't need words to feel profound. A jacket adjusted. A shared laugh. A gentle pause before stepping out. These things don't shout, they hum. And when you listen closely, you realize that sometimes the quietest stories are the most worth telling. If you enjoyed this intimate look at Alina Boz and Alp Navruz, drop your thoughts below. What do you think makes a relationship feel genuine? Should celebrities share their private moments at all? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you love what we do here on Whatever You Need, please consider pressing the join button to support our growing community. Until next time, stay curious, stay observant, and remember, sometimes the best stories are the quiet ones.